No matter how explicit the pledge, people will turn and twist the text to suit their own purpose. You may think your actions are meaningless and that they won't help, but that is no excuse. You must still act. You can chain me, you can torture me, you can even destroy this body, but you will never imprison my mind. I call myself a laborer because I take pride in calling myself a spinner, weaver, farmer, and scavenger. In the midst of darkness, light persists. A man's true wealth hereafter is the good he has done to his fellowmen. There is no path to peace. Peace is the path. Truth is one, paths are many. My life is my message. The elephant needs 1,000 times more food than the ant, but that is not an indication of inequality. The most heinous and the most cruel crimes of which history has record have been committed under the cover of religion or equally noble motives. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. Civil disobedience becomes a sacred duty when the state becomes lawless or corrupt. To safeguard democracy, the people must have a keen sense of independence, self-respect, and their oneness. To forget how to dig the earth and to tend the soil is to forget ourselves. When you know the truth makes you a soldier. The most violent weapon on earth is the table fork. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. If you give me rice, I'll eat today. If you teach me how to grow rice, I'll eat every day. People engaged in a war do not lose temper over matters which affect the fortunes of war. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The world is big enough to satisfy everyone's needs, but will always be too small to satisfy everyone's greed. Your action expresses your priorities. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. Whatever I do is out of love. There are 2 days in the year that we cannot do anything, yesterday and tomorrow. Evolution of democracy is not possible if we are not prepared to hear the other side. Rights that do not flow from duty well performed are not worth having. Our greatest ability as humans is not to change the world, but to change ourselves. A small group of determined and like-minded people can change the course of history. Self-sacrifice of one innocent man is 1,000,000 times more potent than the sacrifice of 1,000,000 men who die in the act of killing others. Man's nature is not essentially evil. Brute nature has been known to yield to the influence of love. You must never despair of human nature. Whenever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. I call him religious, who understands the suffering of others. Knowledge without devotion will be like a misfire. There is no school equal to a decent home and no teacher equal to a virtuous parent. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Purity of mind and idleness are incompatible. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. Non-violence is the greatest force at the disposal of mankind. It is mightier than the mightiest weapon of destruction, devised by the ingenuity of man. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. The science of nonviolence can alone lead one to pure democracy. Begin with duties of a man, and rights will follow, as spring follows winter. Never has man reached his destination by persistence in deviation from the straight path. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Let us work together for unity and love. Confession of errors is like a broom which sweeps away the dirt and leaves the surface brighter and clearer. I feel stronger for confession. Newspapers have become more important to the average man than the scriptures. Study not man in his animal nature, man following the laws of the jungle, but study man in all his glory. You may never know what results come of your actions, but if you do nothing, there will be no results. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. A customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us. We are dependent on him. One can measure the greatness and the moral progress of a nation by looking at how it treats its animals. A fear-stricken person can never know God, and one who knows God will never fear a mortal man. Man cannot breathe with borrowed lungs. What we are doing to the forests of the world is but a mere reflection of what we are doing to ourselves and to one another. There is no hope for the aching world except through the narrow and straight path of nonviolence. Love is the subtlest force in the world. Speed is irrelevant if you are going in the wrong direction. Restore the spinning wheel to its place, and you will solve the problem of poverty. Let hundreds like me perish, but let truth triumph. Man should forget his anger before he lies down to sleep. The greatness of humanity is not in being human, but in being humane. Champions are made from something they have deep inside of them, a desire, a dream, a vision. There's enough on this planet for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's greed. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. To lose patience is to lose the battle